All right, I think that's good. So what we're going to do today is make a size 15 Morgan coin ring from this Morgan silver dollar 1921. And I'm making this for a customer. So I invited him to come. I'm not sure if he's here or not. But anyway, let's get going. So the first thing we're going to do is anneal the coin. I'm going to heat it up with this torch, and that will make it a little bit easier to work with. So let's do it. All right, that should do it. Now I'll quench it in some cool water. All right. Dry it and move on to the next step, which will be to punch a hole in the center of it. And I'm going to use this self-centering punch to do this. And we're going to punch a 7/8, is it 7/8? 9/16 hole in it today. So I'm going to put my 9/16 punch. Did I say 9/16? Yep. That punch is going to go, hang on one second. We're going to do 5/8. So 5/8 die will go in there on that pedestal. And then I'll put a couple of pieces of paper towel on top of it. Then we'll put the coin on there, like so. And screw the lid down, and that will center the coin on top of that pedestal. So we get a nice centered hole. All right, so now we'll put the punch in this hydraulic press. Oh, by the way, I'm Mark from Southwind Coin Rings. I'll be providing some entertainment here for the next 45 minutes or so. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. And I'll do my best to answer. So there's the center that we punched out of it. I'm gonna change views here. Well, that was pretty hard. Usually they open up pretty easy. All right, so the coin is kind of stuck on this punch, so let me knock it off there. And I'm going to open up this view just a little bit. Where did I buy my Swedish wrap? I bought all my dies from Jason's Works. I bought a complete set. So get centered up here. Okay, good. All right, so let's knock that off there. There we go. Now I'll put these things away. second. Looks like I made a mistake here. You know what? I'm gonna have to start over. I used the wrong punch. Hold on just a second. Somehow I got messed up there. Okay, I used a 5/8 inch die on the 9/16 punch. So we'll start over. I'll do something with that coin. I'll fix it later, but for now, we'll just start over. We'll take another 1921 silver dollar. That looks like a good one. All right. Jason's is a bit expensive. Yeah, they are, that's true. But they're probably the best tools out there. I just ordered a big Swedish die from Legacy. It should come today, as a matter of fact. All right, let's go back to the start. Anneal this guy. Yeah, I don't know how I managed to foul that up earlier. But it happens. All right, go back to the punch again. This time I'm going to double check. Make sure, yep, got the right punch this time. Okay. Yeah, I think that's why it was hard to open the lid on that a while ago. There we go. Okay, there's our, you can see, there's our center that we just punched out compared to the last one. You can see it's definitely different. I'll show you in a minute why I decided I needed to start over. Oops, forgot to change the camera. So here's the coin that I used the wrong punch. So you can see that's not the way it's supposed to look. It should look like this. But I can save this, just not right now. Okay, let's put everything back away here. All right, so next step is to clean up that hole. Because when the punch goes through, it leaves behind a ragged edge. You might be able to see it. It's a bunch of micro cracks. And if I don't clean that up, when I start to stretch this out, those little cracks will turn into big cracks and tear. I'll show you an example of that in a second. So we'll cut down through that ragged edge, get down into some nice solid metal. I'll hit the center. Now I'll take this sanding block and just kind of smooth it out a little. Okay. Feels good. Okay, so now we'll turn it into a ring shape, because right now it's just a coin with a hole in it. So we'll come over here to the arbor press. I've got a 2-ton arbor press. And I'll start out using this dapping block. Oops. Okay, so I'll take the coin. I want the tail side to be on the outside of the ring. So we'll put that in upside down like this, tail side down. And I'll level that coin up in there. Get it centered under the ram. As best as possible. And we'll press it. And that gives us the beginning of our ring shape. Now I'm going to take this opportunity to kind of work on that cut edge a little bit more. All right, so now we'll go to what's called a reduction die to continue the folding process. And again, I'll center it up there under that ram. And I'm going to use, to start this, I'm going to use this 17-degree stainless steel comb. And I'm going to push it down about halfway. It feels like it needs to be annealed some more. So let's go back and anneal it again. Okay, this time I'm going to dunk it in some pickle. So just give me a second, I'll be right back. I'm going to burn this fire scale off of it with some mild acid called pickle. What we use to remove fire scale. All right, so now let's go ahead and finish that folding process. This will probably be my last Christmas shipping. This is going to next state over, so I'm in Kansas, so it's going to Oklahoma, so hopefully it'll get there in time. The customer didn't really request that, but I'm gonna try to get it there before Christmas. Okay. So now we have a fully folded coin. That's almost a ring shape. So what we're going to do next, we're going to put it in Swedish wrap die. And I'm going to, first thing the Swedish wrap's going to do is reduce this side down to match this side. And before I do that though, let's check the size we got now. This is going to be a 15. So actually, before I do the Swedish wrap, I'm going to have to stretch it. So let's come over here. I need to get a new piece of paper towel. Okay. I wrap this paper towel around here to kind of protect the detail on the inside of the coin from the tool, the steel. All right, so we'll stretch it up. I'm going to stretch it up to, so we want the final size is going to be 15, so I'm going to stretch it to 16. Okay, there's 15, so let's go ahead. Keep going. One more size up. Thanks for the follows, you guys. Appreciate it. 15 and a half. I may have to get the mega stretcher out. Haven't done a ring this big for a while. No, I think we can probably get it. There we go, 16. All right, now we can go to the Swedish wrap. Make sure we're reduced enough, yep. Okay. So I'm going to take this Teflon tape and we'll wrap this coin up with about 12 wraps. 11 and 12. Anybody have any questions? Okay, there we go. Now I'll just drop that down into into the die. Try to get it leveled up in there. Now I'll take a pusher, it's called a pusher, centered up on there. Now we'll just start pushing that down through the die. How did you learn all that? Well, to be quite honest, by watching videos just like this. I started watching YouTube videos, and that's how I learned to do it. Now I have my own YouTube channel. As a matter of fact, this live recording will go onto my YouTube channel in a couple of days from now. Okay, so I'm going to keep checking this frequently to make sure that the detail on the ring doesn't start coming through that tape, because if it does, then it will flatten that detail out, just kind of smash it. So everything looks good. However, it feels like it needs annealed again, so let's go ahead and anneal it. Which coins are easiest to work with because of the material they're made of? Well, actually silver rounds are probably the easiest. And they're not actual coins per se. Here's a silver round. Don't tread on me. This is a 0.999 fine silver. Pretty soft. But these Morgans aren't really too hard to work with, actually. Difficult coins for me, I'm going to pickle this again, is the mercury dime. It's extremely difficult to do. The mercury dime followed by the Franklin 50-cent piece. As far as I'm concerned, those are the two most difficult coins to work with, because the coins aren't consistent thickness. Franklin's head is very thick area, and it doesn't bend right in that area. So you get, some people call it a saddle. I call it a wobble. Okay, let's wrap it up again. Yeah, no, it's not brittle. It's just the head of the mercury is thicker than, the rest of it. So it doesn't bend right. What's the other, the other dime that came after the mercury, what's that called? I forget. That one's easier to do. Ring out a quarter using a spoon. I've heard about that. I mean, that's old school. What I understand, the soldiers in World War I used to do that in the trenches. They'd take a spoon and make a ring out of a coin. I've never tried to do that. I started out with modern tools. Okay. You can see that tape starting to get dark. That it hardens as you start compressing it, and when it hardens, it turns that dark blue color. And you can kind of see the detail. You can read through there. So I need to watch that real close and make sure that it doesn't come through the tape. And you can see that it's starting to become a straight wall. Just need to reduce this side just a little bit more. And then once that happens, it will start reducing the whole thing rapidly. Let's just see where we are. We are 16. So I'm going to reduce this a little bit more. Then I'm going to cut this rim out of here. And then we'll go from there. So just let me get a couple more wraps. No. I'll reduce the size of that reeded edge a little bit. I'm going to put it in upside down this time with the reed side down. And we'll just give it a little bit of a press here. Okay. All right, so now let's go ahead and unwrap it. Sometimes it can be hard to get the tape off. I'll make sure I don't drop it. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now let's cut that rim out. Never find a link to where you can buy the equipment. Etsy is the place to look for coin ring making equipment. You can also get it on Amazon, but most of the coin ring tool makers you'll find on Etsy. So there's a rim in here. It's actually the other side of the reed. You know, the reed side has a rim on both sides. I'll show you on the coin. It sticks out on both sides a little bit. So we need to cut that out of there so the ring fits properly. This will take a minute or two to get this cut out of here. And then once that's out of there, I'll know how much reduction I need to do to get it down to size 15. Because this will increase the size by at least a full size, the rim, and cutting it out. So I'll just keep an eye on it as I go. I don't want to cut out too much because I don't want to get into that detail in the inside. Everybody has a spoon. Yeah, that's true. But not everybody has the patience to take a spoon and beat a coin into a ring. I know I don't. Okay, let's see where we are. Okay, that took us back up to 16. So we'll go back into the Swedish wrap now and reduce it a little bit more. Took a month. I can believe it. Yeah, it's much easier to wrap the tape on here when that wall's straight. Down to the end of my roll. Yep, there it is. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a couple more presses. Do this side and then we'll turn it over and get the other side. Hopefully this will give us a nice straight wall. Yeah, that's pretty good. Nice straight across there. Let's check the side now. Okay, we are at 15, right on the nose. Couldn't ask for much better than that. All right, so now I can get this tape off here. Check it one more time, see if it's nice and straight. Looks pretty good. So now we're going to put a patina finish on this. So we'll bring it back over here. And a sore finger. 1 month and a sore finger, I believe it. Now I'm going to take this steel wool and just kind of hit the surface. And that'll give the patina a nice surface to bond to. And hit the inside. So now, get the patina over here. Use liver of sulfur to do the patina. It's really stinky stuff. Before I do it, I'm going to take this over to the steam cleaner. Steam clean it. That'll make the surface nice and clean. And will also heat the coin up because the liver sulfur works best when it's warm. So this cleans it and heats it up. And I've been heating the liver sulfur up a little bit. Okay, so now we're just going to have to wait for a couple of minutes. So, any questions while we're waiting? Thanks for the follow, Omar. While we're waiting, why don't you guys go ahead and hit that like. up a little bit here while we're waiting. How much did it cost for all the equipment? Well, probably the set that I bought in the very beginning from Jason's Works was about $1,700, and that was just the dies and the punches. And then I had to buy the ring stretcher, that was about $600. And the arbor press was $250 or something like that. And then this hydraulic press was around $250. And then, you know, I'm gonna say $3,000 approximately. I could have gotten by cheaper than that if I would have bought different brand of tools, because there are cheaper ones out there for sure. Legacy brand tools are quite a bit cheaper than Jason's Works. And they're good quality too. Matter of fact, I bought several items from Legacy. I bought my wall straightening kit from them and some mandrels to hold the ring while it's being polished. And you know, as I mentioned earlier, I just bought their big Swedish wrap tool that I hope comes today. It's late, but I got a out for delivery notice. Okay, that looks pretty good. I keep this sealed jar to keep that awful smell on the inside. Okay, so now what I do, first I'll dry it. And then I'm going to take some Renaissance wax and coat it with this wax. And that will kind of protect the patina finish in the background from being rubbed off. Some of it's going to come off, but we want to keep, you know, some of it. So we have a contrast between the highlights and the background. And this works real good for that. Can you over anneal? No. Not really. Well, let me take that back. There are some coins that you can over anneal. Which ones are they? There's, I think it's a Kennedy half. You have to be careful with that you don't overheat that one. And some of the silver rounds will kind of get an orange peel if you get them too hot. But as far as number of times you anneal, no, you can't anneal too often. All right. So now I'll take this steel wool and just lightly go over the coin. And you can see it's coming off the details. And the background's kind of staying dark, which is the effect that we're after. And that's looking pretty good. I'll hit the inside. Now I get the reed. Okay, now I'll take this fingernail file and we'll just give it a little bit more sanding, light sanding. And this is, stiff, so it just rides on top of the detail. Thanks for the follow, Jack. All right, looks pretty good. Now the last step is to take one of these disposable wipes and kind of polish it up. And there we have our size 15 Morgan coin ring. Now, it's not really done, but I'm going to go over to my finishing bench and smooth this side out because the deburring tool leaves behind little stutter marks, is what I call it, when it kind of catches these reeds and it leaves little marks in that. So I got some diamond burrs, so I'll just burr that out smooth, and I'll sand off this edge real good, make it nice and smooth. It'll look real nice when it's done. So there we go. United States of America, in God we trust. Really beautiful coin, or ring, I mean. Coin's beautiful too.